we cannot celebrate because the club is not officially a distinguished club because we do not have 20 members. So I think we have 15 right now. So we need 5 more renewals. And once that happens, the club will officially become President's Distinguished Club for the 7th executive year. And since 2004, KTC has been distinguished or select distinguished or President's distinguished. That's 20 consecutive years. So it'll be the 21st year. And congratulations to 4 clubs in District 122 who are already officially distinguished or better. I've seen some posts where people are complaining about loss of membership. I checked the membership records in different districts. Most districts are struggling. The number of clubs in many districts are down. In other words, the total clubs in good standing at the present time are less than the number of clubs that the district started on July 1st. And to give you an example, in District 50, the clubs are down, but last June 30th, I ended my 1-year term as area director. And I was one of the 6 areas out of 30 areas to be distinguished. Not only that, then in November at the district fall conference, which is now called Fall Summit, I was named area director of the year. And since they asked me to, hey, you need to be a division director, I reluctantly said yes. And it's a good chance I'll have several clubs in the division distinguished, but my division will not be distinguished because I have 26 clubs. 20 are in good standing. 1 has 7 members. They need 1 member. So that means 21 will be good. But 5 clubs have 0 members, which means they are not going to be in good standing. And some of them already decided that they are not planning to renew their membership and they want the club to be disbanded. And I was thinking, why is that happening? One reason is because of virtual. During COVID, it was nice that we could meet online, but now people are hungry for in-person contact. There's not personal contact when you're just looking at other members on a box. That's one drawback. The other is the dues. Whenever the dues are increased by Toastmasters International, people protest. Some drop out because they can't afford the new dues amount, and others just, even if they can afford it, they just say, hey, the dues should not be increased. So going from 45 to 60 for some people, especially ones that were members of 5 or 6 clubs, they're thinking, hey, do I really want to continue a membership, especially if I'm not really active in my clubs? So there's different reasons for doing that. And whenever I get the green light from Allah bin Hamid, Distinguished Toastmaster, then I'll hand over the control of the meeting to him so that he can make any announcements from a VP education point of view. How many members do we have or guests do we have at the PACC?
So we have 1 who's actually a returning member. So I would like to invite them to introduce themselves.
Welcome, yes.
My name is Suman, and I'm part of Karachi Toastmasters in 2019, and then COVID came, and then since then I've been trying to get back to it, and I've been contacted with ATM Toastmaster, but finally today I'm sent with backs. I'm doing my bachelor's nowadays in communication design, and like this, I got.
So
Welcome.
we have had Usman since he was I think he was 17 at that time, and he made some very memorable videos and blogs about KTC while he was there. Since he was 18, he got inducted as a member, but we had several projects from the CC member, or maybe it was Pahul. Yeah. So as soon as he turned 18, we inducted him as a member, but then COVID came. So that's Usman Food.
Thank you. Since we have a guest, I guess even though he's familiar with, I'll just go ahead briefly mention the background of Toastmasters International. The first club was started on 22nd October 1924 at the YMCA in Santa Ana, California. It originated as a set of classes with the aim of improving the communication skills of young men. Even though the first club started in 1924, it was almost 50 years before Toastmasters International allowed women to join. And now more than 50% of the members are female members. The mission of Toastmasters Club, including Karachi Toastmasters Club, is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. This year, Toastmasters International is celebrating its 100-year anniversary. Special events are planned at the annual convention in Anaheim, California in August of this year. Yours truly is planning to attend the conference in person. At this time, I'll turn the control of the meeting back to our VP of Education, who is also our Toastmaster for today's meeting. Distinguished Toastmaster Alaa bin Hamid is very well known, not only in District 122 and KTC, but also around the world. He's a past district director of District 122. He is currently VP Education of 3 clubs in District 122. And many people say, and there are several books written on the subject of sleep, they say sleep is very important, 7, 8 hours or 9 hours. Otherwise, your brain gets burned up. He has proven wrong that you can live without sleeping at all. Is that true? Now you have the control of the meeting, DT and Talha.
Because I thought I was nocturnal, but you go one step further and you managed to extract 36 hours out of a single day. I don't know why. I don't know how. I mean, even right now, please tell everyone what time is it in Texas?
It is 8:44 in the morning.
Yeah, okay. But no matter what event there is and what time it is, our Ramadan meeting was a very inconvenient time for you. You never failed to turn up. So I could sometimes learn from the best. Quickly recap the minutes from the last meeting, which took place at 11, which was our 11th meeting. And it took place at exactly 11 a.m. How poetic. Best speakers in that meeting was Dean Surpras, best table topic speaker, Dean Samir Abduli, best developer, Toastmaster Imran Rana, best facilitator, Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar, best Big Four, Toastmaster Wasik Ahmed. And since a few meetings, we also started awarding most valuable player if someone deserves that title, someone who contributes to the meeting the most. And it was only thought fit that some of the departed souls that have added to the community and added to Karachi Toastmasters Club were designated the most valuable players: DTM Dr. Salim, DTM Iqbal Bakshi, DTM Badr Jabir, and DTM Raghunath Raju. All of these have been at one point members of Karachi Toastmasters Club, and it was our honor and privilege to recognize them. Now, starting the meeting in earnest, you all of us have seen the agenda. The theme is reset. And why is the theme reset? Sorry, just a second. Yeah, so coming through Ramadan, we all feel slightly different. Our schedules change. And when Ramadan comes, most of us feel very uncomfortable, But by the time the middle and end of Ramadan come, we are so well settled that we wish that this schedule goes on forever with all the benefits it has. But then it comes to an end. And when you emerge from the other side, it is always a feeling of being renewed or rejuvenated. So, this is what the theme of the meeting is. All of us pass through experiences that reset us. Sometimes they reset our expectations, sometimes they reset our perceptions. And God knows, everyone in this meeting, in online and in person, we have passed through this reset phase several times. For example, take District Toastmaster Aaron. Remember how we met and why we met. And just remember the atmosphere back then. And just look at us today. So it's never too late to reset. Every day is a chance at reset. So this is the theme of the meeting today. In patented KBC session, we have a few changes to the agenda to announce. And because the theme is factory reset, of course, we are not deleting everything, we are just rearranging some things. So Toastmaster Shakib Khwaja is originally slated to be evaluated by DTM Imam Rizvi, but Toastmaster Latif has requested that he wants to be evaluated by DTM Imam. So DTM Imam, are you willing?
I'm
Sorry?
trying to evaluate Toastmaster Latif. However, would I continue being the table topics evaluator, or do we have somebody on site to do that?
No, you are the table topics evaluator as
All right, I can do that.
Yeah, and I will request Toastmaster Latif to pass on the evaluation sheet to DTM Aaron. And you're hereby officially designated as the evaluator to Toastmaster Latif. And of course, originally DTM Aaron was supposed to evaluate Toastmaster Shakib Khwaja. So I will do that evaluation. And our first speaker, and further, Toastmaster Kareem has requested that he be placed last in the agenda. And that is why we will go with our first speaker, although our second speaker is also here. Yeah, so why not go with Toastmaster Kareem? Sorry, okay, everyone wants to be second. No one realizes there is only the first speaker. So, yeah.
Toastmaster Latif is ready.
Yeah, Toastmaster Latif is ready with his speech, so let's his speech. And today we will go with a super fast mode. We won't separately follow his. Sorry.
He's saying what?
Yeah, Toastmaster Latif, you're ready with his speech, aren't you?
Toastmaster Latif? I think nobody's ready.
Where is Latif? No, we have.
I'm in office actually.
Oh, Toastmaster Asghar. And he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Shakib Khwaja. All right. So Toastmaster Shakib is evaluating Toastmaster Asghar. The project is connect with storytelling. The same project. He has the evaluation sheet. We will go to our patented super fast mode. That means that we won't be introducing the role players and giving stage time to role players unless it's their turn to play the role. In order to make the meeting go fast, we don't have a remedy today. If anyone wants to volunteer, then welcome. Timer will be played by myself and our counter, Toastmaster Rana. Vote counter, again myself, and the listeners, Toastmaster Kareem Nagani whenever he joins. So, everyone, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Asghar. Engaging humor, connect with storytelling. A Rainy Night Part 2. A Rainy Night Part 2, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. So, yeah.
Should I begin?
Yeah, just give me a second. Let me just start your timing. and then you'll be good to go. Yeah. So, okay, you can start. Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar, A Rainy Night Part 2. A Rainy Night Part 2. Toastmaster Mohammed Asghar. A Rainy Night Part 2. Yeah.
Why am I stuck? Is my voice clear?
Yes, your voice is clear. I think
But
you
my
can start.
picture is stuck.
It's all right. It's all right. You were just visible. Perhaps your connection will resume. So,
Okay.
in the meantime, you can start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hello. Yeah, we'll please. So, okay, over to you, Toastmaster. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, but I saw my picture stuck somewhere. I don't
Yes,
know
your
what is.
picture is stuck. So, can you try turning off video and then on again?
That will be a greater problem than this one. Let me check. Mm. Mm. I'm sorry, you told me that being super fast, I'm not super fast. To my utter
No, it's all
shame.
right.
Hmm?
It's all right.
No, it is going on.
Okay.
Let me correct my video first, and then I'll come. I'm sorry being not the speaker this time because everything is blurred now.
Sorry, can you come again? Okay, Toastmaster, sir, what you can do is you can try disconnecting and rejoining. And in the meantime, we'll call another speaker, and that would be Toastmaster Lateef. So, Toastmaster Lateef, are you ready?
ATM Tala, I'm at
Toastmaster
an
Lateef.
office.
Mm-hmm. So you had a speech slot, right?
Okay, give me five.
Okay, what we can do is, okay, Toastmaster Lateef, you don't have to speak, you have to evaluate now. And it will be Toastmaster Abdul Rahman writing a speech with purpose. Okay. So we will start with that project. Okay. So yeah. Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, raise your voice. Raise your voice, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. So please. So Toastmaster Lateef, you are evaluating. This project is writing a speech with purpose. All right. Yeah, actually, this is a timing window. Okay, no worries. What we'll do is that we will remove the background and we'll put on a separate timer for Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. Okay. Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, you'll see a timing here. Yes. All right. So it won't show you the card, but you still will be able to see the time. All right. And let me make the camera so that. So, yeah. Toastmasters, are you back?
Yes.
All right. So this is our and yeah. So everyone, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. Raise your voice. Raise your voice, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman.
Thank you, Medium Dala, for giving me such a nice introduction. Hi, Toastmasters and guests. Never afraid to raise your voice for honesty,
truth and compassion against lying, injustice, and cruelty. If people around the world would do this, the earth would become a good place. Today, I am happy to present my second project at the writing with purpose. And my project name is Raise Your Voice. Can you see here injustice, might is right, fraud, lying, injustice in our society? Can you feel that no public department is doing their job unless you grease their palm? Do you think that the product which we are buying at very relatively high prices, do you believe that corporates are sucking our bloods? Let me tell you the reason behind this. Because we have given our silent consent, accept all these practices, and now they all have become the norm of our society. Let me relate it with an example. Well, there was a ship, and many people were in the ship. Some people were at the lower part, whereas some of them at the upper part. The people who were at the lower part need to go to the upper part whenever they need some water. And this irritates the people who are at the upper part. So next time, the people who are at the lower part decided not to go outside and make a hole in the ship and get water directly. So what they did, they start making a hole in the ship. People who were at the upper part looked at them and said, "Look at these idiot people. How can they do this? Thank God we are not part of them." Remember, if the people will not stop them from making the hole, everybody will die. So here, the people who are in the upper part should raise their voice. Should raise their voice not for the sake of their life, but their own life as well. So at that point, we have to raise their voice. So what are the action points? What can we do? There are where in this digital era we can make difference. We can raise our voice at various available social platforms. We can write complaining emails to their websites. We can make public office holder to be responsible to us. We should not be giving any bribe for any person and wait and complete all compliances and do not pay any single penny to them. And we can create some good content through social media channel, writing blogs, creating podcasts, or we can hold good talks and hard talks and debates can be held just to make awareness of this sort of awareness. Well, does it seem difficult? Do you think it's a daydreaming? Well, there are some examples in this world where people and nations have proof that they are more responsible and hardworking. I would like to share you an example of Japanese people. They are well known for their hard work and honesty. Well, a Pakistani went to Japan and exploring his career in Japan, and he got job in Japanese company. Where while he was doing the job, the holy month of Ramadan came, and he said, "Look, now the holy month of Ramadan has come." So to his colleague said, "Oh, what? He said, "No, beside the fasting, we should not tell a lie. We should be doing all over the world with honesty and integrity." Oh, how lucky you are. You have to do this only for a month, but we are doing this whole year. So there are some other people who set good example of character and honesty. There was an example I would like to give it of Manchi the Mountain Man. Have you seen that story? Have you seen that movie? Well, it was based on a true story where the Manchi's wife could not reach the hospital because there was some mountains behind the road. So his wife died. So what he did, he started cutting the mountain and make a road. It took him around more than 20 plus years, but he made the road so that no other one can die. So my friends, our task is easier than cutting the mountain, isn't it? So what is our pledge? Where can we start? Well, there are fight and flight mode. We being a Pakistan like fight mode. No, doesn't like fight mode, but flight mode. And seeking our career abroad in Pakistan is no hope. So people like us should have this tendency to stick with our own guns and make and find more opportunities in Pakistan. So my plan is I will follow traffic rules. I will be more compliant citizen. I will pay my taxes. I will get all the required licenses. I will give respect to all the people who are surrounding me. I will be more cooperative and I will be more supportive. So this is my pledge, and I'm starting it this way. And I hope if everyone will start doing this, contributing to the society, one day we will be having a more responsible and developing an flourishing society. Thank you. Over to you, dear Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman. So, our next speaker is, right, it will be, and, yeah, all right. Are you there?
Yes.
Indeed. All right. So now we are inviting you to speak. Toastmaster Shakil will be your evaluator. We are not introducing the evaluators to save time. And you should keep an eye on the Karachi Toastmasters Club window, which will be the timing window. So can you see the window, Toastmasters?
No, I can't say because I'm on my mobile, and I think I will try to make my own guess because I can't see any other box except you.
So yeah, so you're looking at the right box. Because, because that will be the timing window. So that's good news in fact. So now you can see the black background, right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. So everyone, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar, A Rainy Night Part 2. A Rainy Night Part 2, Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar.
Thank you. The story is about a couple who was my next door neighbor from Punjab. The story began in a rainy night, but the story I ended last time in this forum was not the end of it. There was more than met the eyes. To begin with, my neighbors were not an exemplary couple as I had imagined based on my initial assessment during our brief interaction. What emerged later was a sad, heartbreaking, and disturbing family saga. Unraveling of the puzzle began on the same rainy night. My neighbor knocked on my door as soon as I had ensconced in my bedroom. He asked me whether I knew where his wife was. I innocently replied, I didn't know. He then had dropped the bombshell that his wife was mentally upset, and people back in his village saying that he had been possessed by an evil. I felt as though the carpet had been pulled from the beneath of my feet, because it meant that we were living with a ghost next door with the possibility of being haunted or possessed at any time. Later in the evening, when I met her husband again, he told me what had happened to them after their marriage. His wife started crying and believed that a ghost was chasing her constantly. He said they had decided to come to Karachi to see a psychiatrist. The husband had assumed that everything would go back to normal once they were here. It didn't. It in fact got worse. All his efforts to console her failed. He, he said he knew that if he said anything to her, she would burst into tears. So the husband himself suffered in silence. He told me that he had been thinking about telling it to me the first day when we met, but he was scared. He didn't know what would happen if he told his story to a stranger. So he successfully bottled his family secret. What happened last week, however, was the last straw. The breathing tension has finally broken surface. He said when she returned home from market, she spoke normally, but then she asked him whether he had noticed any sign of forced entry into their home when he had returned from there at home from the market with her. He told her that he hadn't noticed any issue with the front and back door, but he couldn't say whether anyone had tampered with the windows because he hadn't checked them. But what he had noticed was the house was messy and everything was scattered everywhere. Dear Toastmasters, the husband said that he had taken her wife to a psychiatrist. After going through the history of the case, the good doctor gently explained that her wife had been suffering from something called paranoid delusion. Crying loudly, feeling somebody entering a house and chasing by a ghost are some of the symptoms of this complication. And that he should be aware that there was a possibility that his wife had concocted the story about someone ransacking their house because she was ashamed at how messy she had left it. The husband had certainly noticed how untidy it was when he had returned back with her wife from the hospital that day. Now, dear Toastmaster, this evolving story was full of
Sorry,
uncertainty.
Toastmaster Azhar, actually we got disconnected. So, Toastmaster, which one? Okay. Can you resume your speech from the point where it says when your neighbor knocks at the door?
Okay.
Yeah. For this, it was a sudden disconnection, but now thankfully we are back.
Okay, I will repeat it.
All right. Thank you so much. And once again, over to you.
Unraveling of the puzzle began on the same rainy night when my neighbor knocked on the door shortly after I had been ensconced in my bedroom. He asked me if I knew where his wife was. I innocently replied that I didn't know. He then had dropped the bombshell that his wife was mentally upset and the people back in the village were saying that she had been possessed by an evil. I felt as though the carpet had been pulled beneath my feet because it meant that we were living with a ghost next door with the possibility of being haunted or possessed at any time. Later in the evening, when I met her husband again, he told me what had happened to them after their marriage. His wife started crying and believed that a ghost was chasing her. He said that they had decided to come to Karachi to see a psychiatrist for her. The husband had assumed that everything would go back to normal once they were here. It didn't. It got worse. His wife started crying. All his efforts to console her have failed. He said he knew that if he said a thing to her, she would burst into tears. So he also suffered in silence. He told me that he had been thinking about telling it to me the first day we met, but he was scared. He didn't know what would happen if he told his story to a stranger. So he successfully bottled his family secret. What happened last week, however, was the last straw. The breathing tension has finally broken surface. He said when she returned home from market, she spoke normally, but then she asked him whether he had noticed any sign of forced entry into their home when he had returned there at home. He told her that he hadn't noticed any issue with the front or the back door, but he couldn't say about if someone had tampered with the windows because he hadn't checked them. But what he had noticed was that the house was messy and everything was scattered everywhere. Dear Toastmaster, the husband said that he had taken her wife to a psychiatrist. After going through the history of the case, the doctor gently explained that his wife, in fact, had been suffering from paranoid delusion. Now, crying loudly, believing somebody entering house and chasing by a ghost, or some of the symptoms of such complication, and that he should be aware that there was a possibility that his wife had concocted the story about someone ransacking the house because she was ashamed at how messy she had left it. The husband had certainly noticed how untidy it was when he had driven his wife back to home from the hospital. Now, dear Toastmaster, this developing story was full of uncertainty, curiosity, and suspense, at least for me. So last weekend, I decided to visit him for the latest. There was no answer when I rang the doorbell. His car wasn't in the in the street. He had definitely gone somewhere with no words when he might be back. Yesterday, I called him on his mobile again. His mobile number was not responding. So I dialed the landline number where they had been staying at, only to find from their landlord that his tenant had left the house 2 days previously forever. Disappointed, I headed towards my own home, of course empty-handed. But when I reached my doorstep, a perfect storm was waiting to hit me. My wife greeted me wearing an unusual and terrified look. What she revealed was enough for breaking down my nerve. My worst fear came true. She said her mother was crying loudly and saying someone had broken into our home, and now she believed that a ghost was chasing her. Toastmaster of the day. You are mute, Imran.
Thank you so much to Master for the public speech. Gideon Dawat takes right away the two of the grades. Okay, so now it's those of the those Connected. Connected, sir. Okay, okay, so
गैलेक्सी तो कनेक्टेड है हाँ हाँ बिल्कुल नहीं कनेक्टेड है ओके कनेक्टेड है
so our new speaker will be Toastmaster stage. Where is the thief? Yeah, this
If we can take him later, he's driving.
yeah. So who's on next? Who's next? Okay, what we can do? First floor from the speaker that he wants to be evaluated by. Will it be possible that TM Latif so is that possible?
What is it?
Okay. Is it okay. Radio, are you with us? Maybe she is disconnected.
We can't hear you well. You need to come closer and one person speaks at a time because we can't hear you well.
Okay, so DTM error, Toastmaster Shakil requested why don't we get evaluated by the Toastmaster?
That's fine if she can if she is comfortable then
No, we can request Toastmaster Ramzan.
Yes, please. Because I'm already doing 2 roles.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. You can take Shakil. No issues. If you are attending if you will listen to my speech, I'm good. You can give your feedback.
okay you can go ahead for the speech that's fine
No, he's not.
okay DTM madam can you please evaluate my speech
I surely can, but I would really like to take the opportunity if Toastmaster Rafat or Toastmaster Heba can evaluate you.
Okay,
because I'm doing 2 evaluations.
No need to worry. We can request Toastmaster Asghar. Toastmaster Asghar?
that's fine
Toastmaster Asghar.
that's fine
So what's your Toastmaster Asghar, Toastmaster Shakil, we're going to WhatsApp you the details of the speech. What's your speech? Level 3? Okay, so what's the speech?
it is training
February news. Okay, so our next speaker is Toastmaster Shakil Pajab, and he will be evaluated by our great member, Toastmaster Asghar. He is a very, I can say that he has won the evaluation speech contest of Karachi Toastmasters Club. So let's give him a big round of applause. Please welcome Toastmaster Asghar. Please introduce the speaker and objective of the speech. I hope that you received the messages.
Well, what I know is Toastmaster Shakil is speaking from Effective Coaching Level 3 Elective connect with the storyteller. It is same with me. So I know the story. Then the objective, because I have these objectives with me and I got them as early as this morning. The objective of the speech for a member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech, that is a story. Shakil,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. अच्छा टाइमिंग वो यहाँ लगा देते 5 minutes 5 minutes या 5 minutes अच्छा हाँ ठीक है तो बस तो इसका मतलब 5:31 हाँ ठीक है बस ये देख
Once upon a time, in the year 1998, on a bright sunny day, the boy learning Indian education, although his father was a scientist, he was thinking that he heard the voice. Who is this I want to be? Don't recognize the mom. Just come. Don't do it. I push every day. Oh, no. Life is so boring.
I'm sorry for interruption. I'm sorry for interruption. You're not clear. Mr. Speaker, you are not clear. I can't hear you. I want to hear you. I think you are far away from the speaker, perhaps.
just a second
Aram, do you agree with me?
I agree. He's very far from the laptop.
okay I've changed the microphone to the webcam now Shakil can you share a sentence we can test again
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes, we can hear you, but we need you to be clearer, to be more articulated. I don't know if you can read a sentence for us.
Is it clear now?
Yes, now it is clear, but it should be clear in the same way.
yeah so you just start
Yeah. Just wait. Am I audible now?
Yes.
Good?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah okay so 3 2 1 over to you Toastmaster Shakil
Once upon a time, in the year 1998, there was a boy named Ali who hated education. On a bright sunny day, he was sleeping in his bed. He heard a sound. Who is this? I was asleep. It's your mom. Don't you recognize your mom? Come on. I'm really pushing hard every day to go to college. Okay, mom. Life is so boring. Life would have been exciting had I been Lionel Messi, the greatest cricketer of all time, hitting sixes, or Cristiano Ronaldo, bowling fast balls, the greatest fast bowler of all time. Not to be. Ali just prepared hurriedly and went down at the heart of the house. His friend Dan was waiting for him. Hi, how are you, Dad? I am fine. Have you bought the car today of your father, new model? Yes, I got it. What's cooking in your mind? Well, today is a double period of maths. Let's bunk the class and go to see you. Okay, let's go. There's a new song that do you know of the film Titanic? I put the cassette. Here it is. Let's enjoy. The song just started playing. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is all I know it goes. Nice song, Dad, but wait, Mom has just told me to go to the Dad's research lab. He's a scientist. Let's go. Okay, let's go to the lab. Both the friends went to the lab of the father of Ali, who was a research scientist. Ali just cried, Dad, where are you, Dad? Let's see. Explore the lab, Dad. Okay, let's go. What's this? There's a piece of paper. On this it is written, if a chemical gas can be formed somehow, it can instantly destroy all the weapons of the world. Let's try. Be careful. Okay, let's try. Somehow they mix some mixture, one to another. To their astonishment, there was smoke everywhere. This strong smell, I can't hear it. Even I can't see you, Ali. Yes, I can't see you as well. Where are we heading? To their astonishment, when their dust was settled, that smoke just settled, they were on a mountain of rocks. Fresh mountain of rocks. Where are we? They heard a strange noise. You are on the moon. Really? But there is a fresh air on the moon. A very good atmosphere. Yes, we have air on the moon. What do you eat? We just focus on an object and we fill our stomach. What about that object that's vanished? Ali, hurry up! He's just focusing both of us. We will be getting vanished. Run away! Save your life! They just hurriedly went out of nowhere, running, and running. Just to see a black ditch. It was unavoidable for both of them. They just fell in that ditch. And to their amazement, they were in the biggest auditorium, the United Center of Chicago, in the United States of America. On the podium, the name of Ali was being called. We would like to invite Ali, the greatest researcher ever, to come on stage and receive the Nobel Award for the gas he invented. Nobel Award for Peace. Ali was astonished. He was surprised. He had just gone to the moon. Now he was in the United States. He hurriedly went on to the podium, received the Peace Award of Nobel from Nobel. Remember, it was not an education. So, what about it? Over to you, Mr.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sati. And now our next speaker is finally Toastmaster Latif. Is it?
Yes, boss. It's okay.
No, not yet.
No, it's not okay. Please park the car somewhere.
No, it's fine. It's
Park
fine.
the
It's
car
fine.
and get out.
Yeah.
I wish. They might put me in jail just because some funny signs doing on the street.
Let
Medium
me
I'm
be.
okay.
Are you sure? All right.
Yes, boss. I just have to have a feedback, so it's fine.
I insist to put him as the next speaker because I think we have one more.
No, only two. The next is also he wants last, Karim.
Okay.
Toastmaster Karim is here. So if he could.
Yeah, Toastmaster Karim is here. Okay. Okay. So what do you say, DDM Meron?
It won't serve justice.
Okay.
I would say,
No, it will. It's fine with me.
if I can, if that's okay for the majority people. So we had two speeches. We could have table topics and then have two speeches again, if that's fine.
All right. So what we can do is that we can have the panel discussion first, right? If that's okay?
That's fine, yeah.
Oh, Latif is one of the panelists. All right. Then I think DTA Mirror, we have to grant you a wish of conducting the tabletop. So everyone, we are breaking for table topic session. And yeah, so over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Aaron. Toastmaster Kareem, oh, sorry. DTA Mirror, are you there?
Do you want the panel discussion now?
No, actually, we are just waiting for Toastmaster Latif to get somewhere safe.
Okay.
And right now we're
Okay.
conducting debate topic session. After that, we'll resume the topics.
Okay, okay, thanks.
And who is the table topic masters today?
DTM Mirror. Oh, sorry. No. Wait. It is you, sir. It is Toastmaster husband. Yeah. That is why DTM.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, please put your hands together for our table topics master, Toastmaster, Silver Toastmaster, thanks to me, Asghar Ramzan. Over to you, Toastmaster Asghar.
Thank you. And I would like to request you to please see your WhatsApp. Thank you very much. This is the table topic session. This is the second segment of our Toastmaster meetings, and we will have 2 remaining speech after this session. Let me go directly to the Toastmaster session, and I would like to go. I would like to start from those who don't have any role, and Rafat Mubin, perhaps the first one. Which is coming to my mind if she's around. I would like to start my session with her.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you are not visible.
I'm not visible.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Rifat. My topic for you is one good thing which happened to you this current week. I would like you to describe about the issue or the thing or share it with us. Rifat, are you with us?
Yes, I am with one good thing which I experienced
This
in
weekend or this week or last 7 days?
this week. Yes, I experienced a good thing which is Eid, and Eid is a thing which gives pleasure after completion of fasting. It is a blessing of Almighty Allah to all Muslims, and obviously in Eid we met with our relatives, friends, and we celebrate Eidul Fitr with our loved ones. And I experience uh, many good things because after completion of Ramzan, I think that we learn how to manage our time, and during Eid I manage myself uh, in completing of all my chores regarding to my home. So I think that I experience time management after completion of Ramzan, which is the best part of the Ramzan, and which is also a good thing for our personal as well as for our professional life. Over to table topic master.
Oh, thank you, Rafat. Thank you. And Eid indeed was also a good thing happened to me because it was a holiday. Heba, now it is your turn. Heba, share us with one thing which went wrong during your Eid planning.
Anything that went wrong. Can I have another topic? Because nothing went wrong. Everything went according to plan.
Had I been had I been Heba, I would have mentioned an imaginary thing and would have held DTM Tala responsible for that. But anyhow, why? Tell me at least 3 reasons that why you are not attending physical meeting being in Karachi.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. By nature, everyone, DTM Talha and TM Imran knows that I'm a big time procrastinator. And they know my nature very well. And I don't know, it's just that maybe I've somewhat lost the motivation to attend the meeting physically. Maybe. Although PACC is very near to my house, but still. Anyways, I will try to, firstly, I have to renew my membership as well. And then I will come and try to attend the meeting. So I have no set answer to what you've asked me, PM Asghar.
Well, thank you very much for attempting the answers because I don't want a set answers because in that case, that would be my inability not to draft a difficult question. Now I would like to go to the TM Heram Rizwi. TM Heram, I want you to critically evaluate the performance of Toastmaster International Club with regard to its philosophy of promoting leadership and communication. In simple words, share us 3 to 5 disadvantages of being a Toastmaster.
Oh my God. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Azhar. The first part of your question didn't make sense to me. I don't know where my English went. The second part was nice, that the disadvantages of being a Toastmaster. It's not even a disadvantage to a Toastmaster. It's a disadvantage even to Toastmasters families who have ever attended one meeting. My brother came to 2 of my meetings in Dubai when I was Toastmaster, because when I did the TMOD role, I called him, and when I was in the contest, I called him. And since then, he's saying that, Api, yeah, anywhere I go in any event, the only thing I notice now is ahs and ums. And I'm not even a Toastmaster. So this is something that hits us real bad. So whenever we see somebody on TV, whenever we see somebody on stage, I think a Toastmaster stops focusing on the content when they see a lot of ums and filler words. This is a huge disadvantage. The second disadvantage is that you have a free stage to make fun of the people you don't like or even like. In my case, I love them, my in-laws, my husband, my best friends, my siblings. So these guys, I usually make an open fun. I think there should be a restriction of not doing that. And probably even they should be tagged apart from Toastmasters when we upload these videos or have a live stream. The third disadvantage is that I apparently start using stages everywhere. So even when I'm having an argument with my husband and I want to make 3 points, I would use 3 places of that room. And I would see him moving up his head while he's sitting. So I think inside we are really triggered up to use stages when we want to make a point. And now what I have done, which is the last point, disadvantage of being a Toastmaster or an advantage, I would have a lot of discussions, arguments. In the end, I will make a summary. And he would get pissed off, my husband or my in-laws, that, why do you have to repeat everything? So I think these points are enough to show that what are the disadvantages of Toastmasters, and I wish everyone to always have these disadvantages. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Arab Rizvi, for your response. A good Toastmaster always says something about Toastmaster, even the nastiest thing about Toastmaster in a nicest way. I appreciate you for that. Now, who is the guest among us in the physical meeting? DTM Thala, I need your help. Okay. The name of the guest?
Usman, Master
Usman, welcome to the club and thank you for your participation. I want you to speak at least some of the reasons for rejoining us and your intention with regard to the being a member of being a member of this club.
Camera there from starting. Okay. 1, 2, 3. You remember.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum, fellow Toastmasters and guests. So the reasons for rejoining the Toastmasters is since the last time, since I told you in the beginning that I joined, so I have been a part of Toastmasters in 2019. And since I left that, literally in every other setting, either I'm sitting with friends and there's a moment where I feel like, yeah, I'm getting nervous and not being able to speak, not being able to communicate what I want to say, it comes to my mind. As from going to Toastmasters, it was if I have been continually going and being a part, if I have been continually a part of Toastmasters, it would not have been this. I would have been much better. And when I'm giving presentations in my university projects, after that, I feel like when I was going to Toastmasters, it was if I've not left Toastmasters, it would have been much better. So since then, every other moment when I feel like I'm getting nervous and not being able to express myself, not just in front of public, but I feel like even in smaller settings, when you want to express yourself, when I feel like I'm not able to, it comes to my mind. And since then, it has always been in my mind, I want to join Toastmasters, but I just, this haven't been. I didn't get I want to join Toastmasters since then, but then I didn't get time or I was just so busy in some other things. But then today, finally, I decided to come here and inshallah, looking forward to rejoin Toastmasters again and improve my communication skills.
Thank you, Usman. I really remembered you being a member of this club. We met there more than one occasion. Please, although Aram Rizvi has developed a mastery over convincing people, I hope you didn't pay any attention while she was describing the drawback or the disadvantages of Toastmaster. Please don't get influenced from her, at least over this issue. Now, I would like to request Imran Rana, if DTM Tala allow me, to Imran Rana, I want you to tell us, do you like Tala as a communicator or a leader, and why? Communicator as a leader, and why? Why is more important because my why should take 1.5 to 2 minutes.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Asghar. Do I like Talha as a leader or as a communicator? If I'm being honest, then I've worked with him when he was the district director, and at that time I was the admin manager. And also when he was the president vice of Karachi Toastmasters Club, and it was an opportunity for me to be the VP Education of Karachi Toastmasters Club. To me, he is a very hard-working leader. And I must say that if I have to choose any one of the quality, that is quite difficult because he is not only a good communicator, but he is also a very diligent leader. I've seen him. He was quite worried about the district since it was quite challenging situation since we were going from COVID to physical. So that period was quite challenging and he worked very hard. And if I talk about his communication skills, so he is one of my inspiration. That's why I am still in Toastmasters. Otherwise, I would have left. So I not only inspired. He is not only my inspiration as a communicator. He is an inspiration as a leader as well because I followed his footsteps and I was able to justify the presidentship of Karachi Toastmasters Club. At that time, Karachi Toastmasters Club has a huge number of members, and it was quite challenging and quite responsible task to be the president of the club. So I learned a lot from him as a communicator, and I learned a lot from him as a leader. So it's quite difficult. He is not only a good leader, communicator, but he is my best friend as well. So over to you, Toastmaster. Sorry, I disappointed you.
Thank you very much. You didn't disappoint me. You attempted your answer, and that is what I wanted. Can I call DTM Tala for table topic session? Oh, thank you. DTM Tala, communication and leadership. I always see you as a leader, not a communicator primarily. How do you evaluate DTM Iram Rizvi, a communicator and a leader, and why? My why is more important.
Thank you, Toastmaster Asghar. It is such a pleasure to be a table topic speaker in my last ever meeting of Toastmasters, surely, because I'm about to speak about DTM Iram, and whether I have praised her or not, doesn't matter. She will diss me afterwards. So here goes. I have seen more of DTM Iram as a communicator. And I believe that those who have good communication skills, and by good, I do not just mean the ability to have vocal variety or gesture, or voice modulation, or a fancy vocabulary. By that, I mean that whatever you say comes from your heart. And that is true for DK Mirror. I believe once you've achieved that, once you're confident enough to put yourself out there and expose your vulnerabilities or those of your in-laws and husband and children in case of DK Mirror, then leadership, in fact, is short selling yourself. You have the capability to change the world. You will find that most leaders, if not all, are excellent communicators. If they are not, they employ the services of those who are excellent communicators. Once you become an excellent communicator, I believe that leadership is just a waypoint towards what you really want to achieve in life. I believe that in insisting on leadership being an integral part of Toastmasters and somehow being the obsession of every public relation that we do, I believe we are short-selling communication, we are short-selling Toastmasters itself. Because once you master communication, whether it's verbal or written, leadership is just one of the things that you can do with it. You can achieve much greater things. There's a reason that there are fewer leaders than followers, because not everybody is destined to be a leader, and not everybody wants to be a leader. So I believe that we should stop this obsession about being leaders. We should focus on being good human beings first, and secondly, being better communicators. And that is my answer to what I think about DTM era. Leadership, in fact, is short selling her skill set. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much. Immediately after the Imran Rana's speech, I issued my verdict regarding you, but I want to be silent about Eram Rizvi because I haven't observed or seen him as a leader. So that is why at default level, I consider her as a communicator. So there is a caveat. Now, who want to speak, or should I want to end this session if we don't have the, because the Toastmaster Latif and Kareem Megani are going to speak later on. So we would like to give an opportunity in their own stance and want to finish this session right now. Okay, with this, I would like to end this session. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, for thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that absolutely wonderful tabletop session. Now we must quickly move to the speeches and we are running out of time. Anyhow, Toastmaster Latif, what is your current condition? If you're still driving, we will do the panel discussion first and you can be one of the panelists.
No, I'm home. I'm home.
Oh, all right. Wonderful, wonderful. So let's go to your speech and everyone. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Toastmaster Latif
I'll give it.
Yeah, will be delivering level 3 elected from strategic relationships. And the speech title is what we are fond of saying all the time. Where was Latif? So put your hands together for where was Latif, Toastmaster Latif, and Mr. Ali.
As I look at life, being bachelor was the most wonderful days of my life. And those days, I used to master the art of hitting the magical 33%. Academically, if the question paper is for 100 marks, I aim for just passing 33%. And if the question paper is for 50 marks, my aim is for 17 marks. If there was an award in any academic school, college, I have been rewarded for consistently average and would have earned almost 12 trophies. Contest chair, distinguished audience. Teacher's perspective, I was an outstanding student. Every time in punishment, but as I look at the life, I was the class monitor. Teacher, look, he's not doing. You stand on your punishment. I will take care of the class. Somehow, those lives were never ending. After school, we had a bunch of friends. And those friends were like, I used to enjoy time with them. So I visualized that I have to make a world record. A world record of doing nothing for the longest period of my life. Toastmaster of the day, I must agree that you can confirm that had I achieved this title of not doing anything for the longest period of my life, it was hard to be beaten. But my beloved mom always came in between my world record just because she doesn't want me to take rest. Go out, work. But I did not change. Fellow Toastmasters, I am from the happily lighting streets of Karachi. Over there, the fastest thing move than traffic is snatching of mobile and bike. Ask each and every member who resides in Karachi will have his own story. Not only that, in Karachi, we don't have a currency as fast as a cup of tea. We all love tea. Cup of tea, sitting at tea is one of the best thing we have. Our motto is, chai pe milte hain. Roughly, if I translate, let's meet on tea. Friends, any dispute, any problem to be solved, any plan to execute is all decided at the tea spot. Now, when we grow up, as I said, I used to love my friends. One day, they all gathered in the building next to my house. We had planned to play cricket, see, after some time, tea, and then a dinner. Farhan is our gang leader. His curly hairs, glasses, and beard, but always prefers no silence. He enjoys to talk, and talk. So he put an idea saying, Latif, just go bring tea from there. Let's be a nice host to us. I went and get the tea. The time I arrived, I saw they are fighting with each other. I kept myself quiet. I saw there are many people gathered. And finally, the dispute was solved. Farhan came continuously running to me and said, Latif, why you didn't come and jump into the fight? I said, like, I was doing multitasking. One, I was patrolling the tea, which is very important. And second, had someone need ambulance, I would be the first person to call. We went for the dinner. He asked me, Latif, tell me, what are your achievements? I look around and I figure out that all the eyes of my friends are on me. So I had to do something. So I said, I was the champion of under-19 cricket team. So he said, oh, really? So were you the best batsman? I said, no. Then you might have taken the most important catch. I was like, no. Then were you took the last wicket? I said, no. Then he said, where was Latif? I look around and everyone is waiting for my answer. I replied, I was there, the 15-member squad. He said, no. This is not something achievement. You are just adding up the number. Finally, the dinner was served and he had this taste bud. So he asked the waiter to bring some salt. Fellow Toastmasters, I got the idea same time. And I said, hey, look, Farhan, salt. No matter, I have not done something big, but I was there, same as the requirement for the dish. Fellow Toastmasters, don't worry in life. If you have helped someone to achieve something, your contribution is important in everyone's life. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Latif, for once again enthralling us with another absorbing real-life story. And that is something to learn from Toastmaster Latif and, let's say, DTM Mirams and Toastmaster Kareem. Whenever you hear them speak, they're speaking from the heart. That's because they're speaking from their real-life scenarios. So thank you so much. And now we quickly move on to our panel discussion. And let me caution Toastmaster Kareem that we have only 25 minutes because we need to vacate this premises. And after that, perhaps we'll have an evaluation or two. And then we'll think of improvise about getting other evaluations. Or if they let us stay here, we'll stay here as long as they allow. Anyhow, so everyone put your hands together for a wonderful panel discussion by Toastmaster Kareem Meghana. Over to you.
Thank you, DTM Tala. Thank you very much for everyone. So can I start? Is there a timer which I'm looking at?
And I'm setting the timer too. All right.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, everyone. People who are joining me live on this session and people who are sitting there. Welcome you all for this panel discussion. Today's panel discussion, before I go to the topic, I just want to talk about a person's story, talk about my person's story when I started my professional career 24 years ago. 24 years ago, when the first time I was traveling from my home city, Karachi, to Saudi Arabia, Dammam. That was the first interaction when I went from my country to another country to explore options, explore work professionally, where I can learn, where I can earn money in a different country than my birth. When I reached Dammam, Saudi Arabia, the driver who picked me up from the airport, he was a Sri Lankan. And I still remember he was a Muslim Sri Lankan. His name was Abdullah. And Abdullah drove us to the hotel. I was working with the hospitality industry at that time. And we were going to a hotel which was a pre-opening, and we were part of the pre-opening team. And Abdullah took us to that hotel, and we were been welcomed by a Lebanese reception guy. And he welcomed us that, you know, you will be staying into these apartments. And then when I reached to my accommodation, I was sharing with 3 different gentlemen in my apartment. Guess we had 3 different nationalities. So one was Indian. Then there was another one from Bangladesh and another one from Philippines. So in my life, where I never met any foreigner in my life, first time I left my country, and the first thing I interact was 4 different nationalities within 2 hours of my journey in Dammam, Saudi Arabia. Ladies and gentlemen, at that time, the first thing I realized that we are part of a global village. We are a global citizen. The world is globalized. The nationality doesn't matter. The people you are sharing accommodation, they are from different nationalities, and everybody have their different habits. They become friends. They warmly welcome me. And that was the fantastic thing, because I was coming from my home country. I didn't know their languages, but I didn't feel that I was a Pakistani and I was interacting with different nationalities. Today, our panel discussion, my pleasure that I have 3 different gentlemen in my panel discussion today from 3 different places of the world again. And today I would like to discuss with them also globalization, their opportunities and challenges. So let me introduce first the panel. I have DTM Tala Hamid is from Pakistan. I have TM Latif Mansoor Ali, who is right now living in Kuwait. I know him personally because in Saudi Arabia, he was one of my friends also several years ago until now. And then we have DTM Iram Rizvi, She's living in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken. That LinkedIn profile just I saw, and she is living in Dubai. So it will be interesting to watch that. We are having three people from different part of the world in a globalized world through a Zoom medium, and we are talking to Karachi Toastmaster, it's in Karachi in Pakistan, where we're bringing these nationalities together. So welcome, three of you. If you can open your microphones now. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So first, I'd like to make a little bit of introduction. I told you about myself. I'm from a hospitality person, and right now I am in Madagascar, another globalized incident that I'm living in Africa after so many years. So let me ask DTM Talha, if you can briefly talk about your personal life also and your interaction with the globalized community.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kareem. I've had, if you listen to even 2 or 3 of my speeches, you know all there is to know about my personal life. But one aspect is, of course, my global experience, perhaps that needs more expanding. So in 2009, I became an employee of the Al Futtaim Group, which is a Dubai-based group. I was the CFO of their Pakistani subsidiary. And we went to Dubai every quarter or so for the board meetings. And that was my first exposure of working with people of other nationality. Most of the people working with us in Dubai were Indian, some of them were Pakistani, and some of them belonged to Philippines. So it was a melting pot of various nationalities and religions. And I discovered something very interesting. Because see, if you know me, you know that I won't be talking about rainbows and sunshine. What I learned was that while everyone may have a different background and upbringing, some qualities are common. For example, the quality of incompetence, meanness, and backbiting. These are rampant in Asians, no matter where they hail from. So that was a refreshing discovery, and ironically, that helped me adjust quite a bit because I knew what to expect. But then I had another international exposure, and that was the Toastmasters community. And honestly speaking, I haven't met a community like this. Previously, I used to think that people in Toastmasters are such good people that they join Toastmasters. They're good people who have joined Toastmasters. But after looking at myself and my progress in Toastmasters and the changes that came in me, I'm forced to admit that we are the same incompetent, mean individuals, but in Toastmasters, we become better human beings. And that is the reality of Toastmasters. That is the most under-celebrated and undervalued aspect of Toastmasters. It transforms us into the best version of ourselves, not just as communicators and leaders, but as human beings. It has been a rewarding experience interacting with Toastmasters like you from Africa and the Middle East, Far East, and also the United States. And I must highlight one more thing that Karachi Toastmasters Club has this uncanny ability to bring people from so many countries together. We've had a record number of joint meetings, and that has been not due to any extraordinary effort on our part. People from all over the world wanted to hold joint meetings with us. So it has been a thoroughly rewarding experience and one of the most valuable takeaways of my Toastmasters journey. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, DTM Tala, and I completely voucher, agree with your opinion. And what you talk about that, Asians have a particular ability to backbite, and but these are negative things. But there are a lot of positive things that we are the people who really welcome. One of the welcoming, the lot of friendly attitude which I experience with the Asians. Unfortunately, I was not able to experience that with the European community, but there were several good things about Europeans also when I interacted with them. So let's move to Middle East now. So Let me go to DTM Iram Rizvi first, because Latif, because I have some personal experience, I want to explore that in that part. DTM Iram, you are being, your profile says that you have been in Pakistan, and I think you studied in London, and then you worked in Pakistan briefly, and you worked now in Dubai. So your experience of life with the globalized community, what you learn about this particular experience of you?
Okay, so if you're getting these information from my LinkedIn profile, I need to fix it. So it's not correct. So I'm born, brought up in Dubai. I started my career with Dubai. I was with London Metropolitan, branched up in Dubai with my final year in London. And then
okay.
I was with Microsoft, with Cisco, and my startup in Dubai, handling up even Egypt market. With Cisco and Microsoft, I handled North Africa, Pakistan, East Asia, and Afghanistan, Gulf. And so in Cisco, I had a very wide region over there, working with different nationalities. And then when I came to Pakistan, I was immediately hired by IBM, Schneider APC, and my current role is with Enrot consultancy, which is based in Dubai and UK, but I am physically in Islamabad. So I think I'm the most globalized person in the room at the moment. And my kids are born in US. That's when I was working for Cisco, and I was sent for a project over there, and I utilized that opportunity while being an employee. So what I would say is that I have been, if I was once trying to count that how many nationalities I have interacted, not in the terms of greetings, but worked with, I was trying to do that once, and it was 42.
Wow.
And I'm really proud of that. I'm very proud of that. My 3 top best friends are not Pakistanis. They're 3 different nationalities. I have an Italian, I have an Ethiopian, and I have an Indian friend of mine. And it's amazing to see that how once you are living outside, and how the cultural thing, of course, is there, because the Pakistanis are close to my heart, but the friendship is usually with other nationalities. And you do form a point of view which is very different from the people where I'm living right now with. So for example, in Pakistan, it was very normal for me to come down here and hear the negative talks about our neighboring country. And I would start defending them that, no, it's not like that. I have been with them all my life. I have not seen them even trying to have that hatred, what you see in the movies. That big dialogues, ye baap se bacha nikalta hai, to bacha to baap hota hai, stuff, all that rubbish. That's not true. That's not at all true. When you are outside in a territory which is not South Asian or East Asian, you would notice that you're all together. You would see that all of our neighboring countries are usually clubbed up together because of the way we look, the way we talk. Very proudly, Pakistanis would say that I speak Hindi and English, and very proudly you would hear Indians saying that I speak Urdu and Hindi. So they would bring in those words easily. And it's only that once we are in a country which is not very globalized, which could be anywhere, you would start seeing differences of nationalities based on historic reasons, based on the political reasons that's going on. So, and I have actually traveled before marriage. After marriage, bediyan pad gayi पैरों में. So before marriage, just 1.5 years before my marriage, I've been to 6 different cities. I've been to 3 states and 4 countries. And I did get an idea of what a wonderful world it is. So globalization, as Toastmaster Kareem, your topic is all about how easily we are moving across the world. And I think Pakistan is the very common example of that right now here, there might be no country that does not have a BPO in Pakistan. I can assure you, whether it's a company there might be one company in Brazil, one in Portuguese, of course, US, Canada, Australia, UK, we know, but every European country, literally, even I know a company that has a call center of Egypt in Pakistan, and my company was doing that. So it's like all of the countries, literally, majority of them, we have a BPO here, which shows that how open-minded we are to adapting the habits and cultures of other people, even without visiting them. Just learning about them, we can sell stuff, we can have connections, we can have deals and agreements. So I think we are a very adaptive nation. and someone who really knows how to, shake hands with any nationality out there if we do not have political inclusions. So that's an opening from my side to you, Toastmaster Kareem.
Thank you, DTM Ibram. And I think that, you raise very interesting couple of points at least. That when you talk about our neighbors and what was our image when we were in school, when we learn about them and when we interact with them, it's completely different. And I told you that, my first interaction, that my next door person who was I was in the accommodation, he was an Indian and he was from Bangladesh. A lot of political history, but when we were together, we were enjoying. We had such a good time together, and that's fantastic about this globalized world, that we learn about it. Another thing, I really like that, बेड़ियां पड़ गई आपके पाँव पे, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, आपकी बातों से ऐसा नहीं लगता. Please ऐसा ना कीजिए. Let's move to my dear friend TM Latif. I know him personally because when I was in Dammam, the one person who really helped me to settle was Latif there, because he was one of the friends which I make the first, I think in the first week. And I remember when I got his number from someone and I called him. And the first thing he said, yeah, welcome to Dammam, and I'm coming to see you. And that's I remember. That's a fantastic feeling that, and in a different country, somebody is welcoming you in this way. TM Latif also have a lot of background about tourism. I just want to say that, he interacted with many nationalities when he's working with a travel agency. I want to ask him personally, when he's interacting with different nationalities, and I think so many of them in European, especially Americans, European, what you find in particularly for this subject?
Thank you, Kareem. When it comes to friendship, yes, maybe I've given all my life with my friends and to my friends. But when it comes to professionalism, and when you talk about different nationalities, especially when you call it as a European or Americans, or working with someone who are in the airline which is affiliated with Middle East or with Europe, I feel professionalism is the priority to everyone. So when it comes to meeting outside the friendship zone, to the area of same professions, to the area of same understanding, or to the area of same requirements in the field, like we need to sell the tickets and they want to them to fly on their airlines, I feel this professionalism is always benefiting. And through that, we linked a lot. So if I have to answer you what is the difference or what is the unique thing which I find in all the nationalities, when it comes to professionalism, they are the best, because we learn the best thing we have and deliver to according to the needs. But then there is no wall when it comes to monetary terms, I believe. This is like, my simple answer. It's all about professionalism.
Okay. Thank you, TM Latif. And I think that professionalism is one thing, because when we are working in another country and that's in our professional life, I think this is one thing that we want to learn from other cultures also. And some people learn from us also, our culture also, and our professional attitudes towards work also. Thank you very much for this introduction. As the time is limiting us, so now I have another 7 minutes. I just want to ask three of you that, globalization bring a lot of good things. We are talking good things in the all introduction. We have so many positives which we observed. But what are the key challenges you faced? What are the one challenge? And I want to talk about one of the challenge right now about the globalized world because of the immigration. People are moving to different countries because of poverty, because of political challenge, because of security. So now different people are coming to different world. So how this globalized world, what challenges bring it to us, according to you? Maybe DTM Tala, you can start with it, your response.
All right. Yeah, building on what you said, Toastmaster Kareem, and the reality of life is that nobody likes immigrants. Nobody likes immigrants. Nobody wants hordes of people to come into their country and settle. I mean, we can pretend to be inclusive and woke all we want, but it's not in human nature to like immigrants. And that's what we see playing across the globe right now. Because we had a huge influx of immigrants ourselves. Pakistan
Yes,
did in the
definitely.
late 70s and 80s. Did we like it? No. Do we think it is one of the factors in destroying our country? Yes, we do. Despite all the tenets of Islam imploring us that we should open our arms for immigrants, especially for our brother Muslims. So that is one challenge that we face. And that inherent discomfort brings with it biases and misconceptions. And you will not believe that in the Dubai duty free, once a few years ago when I was coming back, this lady kind of chased me around the shop. And I don't know what she wanted. It was a very unexpected behavior, especially in Dubai. She cornered me and then she whispered, I wanted to ask you one thing. Do you all have 4 wives? This happened in Dubai, ladies and gentlemen. I leave the conclusion up to you. Over to you, Toastmaster Kareem.
Okay, very interesting comment. I think that I'm receiving also quite a few times. So that's why I just wear a ring so somebody can ask me. This is the only ring I wear from all these years. DTM Iram, one of the any specific challenge you faced about globalization?
I think one of the challenges, and that's going to open up a Pandora box here, is that I have been brought up, and this is connected to this, I'm getting a thought from DTM Talha right now, is that it's very common for me to see in my lifetime my friends, my Marathi friends, my Arab friends, have seen their fathers having multiple wives. And it's normal. And I have seen them living happily. I have seen them growing up. So one of the challenges I have is that, and I need you to give me 2 minutes and I'm going to stop. I'm not going to go further on that. I'm
Take your time.
very open for, I know that's an interesting topic for you. I'm very open for my husband to have a second wife based on the criteria of someone who really needs a support. And it's very difficult for a woman to live alone, especially since I've come to Pakistan. I have seen that if there is a woman who's a widow or a divorcee, she is a property of everybody. Even the milkman, when he comes, he talks to her in a certain way because he knows she doesn't have a backbone with her. Whether it's a watchman, it's a guard, it's a neighbor. And even if she stands to just have a slight conversation on sharing iftar meal, the other people who are watching her would pass on comments just because she doesn't have a back of a husband along with her. Even if she's living with father and brothers, they make life more miserable. So when I came here, it was very open for me. There were a couple of relatives far off that I shared with my husband that, you're welcome to have a second marriage with them on the condition that we are in 2 different countries, making up less complication on properties and children and all that. And I faced backslash from men and women across the board. Men saying that we won't let him do that, and women saying that you are not part of our community. And I really get a lot of backslashes, whereas I think that this is something that we should follow, that if you are well off, if you are humbly well off, and you can afford, this is my right as a woman, that if I have a single widow, divorcee, or a single 35 to 38 or 32 to 38-year-old lady who is probably not the choice of Pakistani men around here, and she's reasonable, belonging to my own family, extended family, I would really want my husband to support her. This is the major challenge I have faced when I have dropped in Pakistan, because I heard from Schneider's VP, when he heard this view of mine on a normal dinner discussion, he said, it's easy for a Pakistani man to have an extramarital affair rather than having a nikah or a proper marriage. So don't do this discussion. The men wouldn't allow it themselves. And it was very saddening. So that's my personal cultural shock that I got.
Yeah. I think it's quite interesting, and I can go hours and hours discussing this. Probably I get some permission also. But let's move to TM Latif. TM Latif, you interact with so many of your clients from different parts of the world. What is the one challenge or one story you like to share with us? Your microphone is closed, I think.
You're muted.
Yeah. Okay.
But can I comment on what DTM Talha ended and where DTM took it?
Please. Okay.
So having a second one or additional person in her life will entertain each and every member in Toastmasters. We will learn a lot of stories and struggles of that guy who will be in trouble. So yes, my wonderful experience is also connected with Toastmasters. During COVID, we had meetings online, and one of the Toastmasters joined from India, and she stayed connected entire meeting. Karachi Toastmaster meeting never ends in 2 hours. So she was there, attended the whole meeting, and her final comment was, "You people are same like us. You don't talk about war. You don't talk about cutting the head. You are," and it was her comment. So, answer to your question is that our countries or our people who are the leaders, they don't put or articulate the way they should present their nations. Like, for example, in recent time also, you will listen that the ex-prime minister has done that, the ex-prime minister has done that. No one is talking what they are doing when they have got seated. It is how you present yourself to the other world. So I think my answer is that this is the lack which is missing in globalization, that we are not presenting ourselves well, or we are not putting ourselves in the correct picture, what we want the world to see us. Over to you.
Thank you, TM Latif. And I think that you are very right that, what is our image? Are we projecting in the right way to other person, or other person, how they are taking our image also? That lady who was asking DTM Tala at the airport that you have 4 wives. So that's a prejudgment, or maybe something what's happening with DTM Iram about second marriage or something. These questions, people are having their own mindsets and they are asking the questions accordingly. And the same thing, as you said, that, how people are taking the nationality as an image, that, these people are behaving in a certain way. So just to conclude, I think, because of the time, I'm now reaching to 27 minutes. What I want to conclude with this panel discussion, that what we learned today, we learned about globalization, that globalization, for me at least, and for the 3 panelists which I interact with today. Thank you very much first. Thank you for giving your time and opinion. Honestly, I really feel privileged that, you came to this discussion and you shared your stories very honestly and your opinion. The other things what I learned today, that globalization with us, the experience was very positive. I think that globalization have their own challenges. I personally have a lot of challenges about, adaptability, the Pakistani passport, the Pakistan person. But I have to prove myself every time by my action that, a nationality doesn't tell that a person how it is, or nationality doesn't tell how my country is. It's a different culture. When I talk and interact with people, then they realize, then they suddenly ask you, yeah, you're Pakistani and you are talking in such a different way. The media representation is not in this way. So there is a lot of explanation need to be done. I think the challenge is adaptability. I bring the subject of immigrants. We don't like immigrants because we don't like change. That's one of the things. It's a globally acceptable idea in science. If you can see the research, people don't like change immediately, but when they interact with them, they spend time with them, they change. Usually human have the ability to change. So just to sum up for today's discussion of this panel discussion, I personally feel globalized world is a reality and we all have to accept it at every level. Just we need to develop some patience and understanding. Thank you very much, my panelists, DTM Tala, DTM Iram, TM Latif, and all the audience who are with us and who participated in this discussion. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kareem, for conducting that panel discussion. It was so refreshing, and every time, even though the participants were all familiar to us, we've all heard each other countless times. But such discussions actually allow us to discover something new about people that we know so well, or some new aspect of their thought. So congratulations on completing that project, and absolutely wonderful job. Now, without further ado, I will invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Imran Rara, and we will just do the speech evaluation right now and table topics evaluation. And we won't have facilitator reports, and the voting will be done online afterwards, after the meeting. So over to you, Toastmaster Imran.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. I'm sure I'm audible and visible. Just can someone give me a thumbs up? Yes, great. Okay, so fellow Toastmasters and guests, now we are in our general evaluation segment. This is the third segment of the meeting. First, we're going to have the evaluation of prepared speeches. Then we're going to have the table topic evaluation, as DTM Tana already mentioned, so I should not repeat it. So the first speaker was Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, and his topic was, speech title was Raise the Voice, and he was evaluated by, just a minute.
With both hands, Latif.
I thought he was just.
Yeah.
Okay, so Toastmaster Latif, I would request you to please present your evaluation about Toastmaster Abdul Rahman's speech. Over to you.
Okay, everyone, I'm just putting on the timer. I hope everyone can see it. All right. So, yeah, over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Today, Toastmaster Abdul Rahman raised his voice and requested each and every Toastmaster who have attended this meeting to raise the voice for honesty, truth, and compassion. So when it comes to select a topic, I feel you have given the entire justice to deliver a wonderful message to the audience. I say with full authority that you had this focus, looking at the camera, addressing to the audience, and making it more loud and clear that whatever happens, raise your voice. As Toastmaster Abdul Rahman, this is just the second speech of yours. I would like to just make it little brief so that you don't feel burdened on this. This project has to do of better understanding of the proper writing of speech. So for example, if you have started to raise your voice, you have to give a body and then the end. So I prefer that while listening to your speech, I feel this was more like an essay. That you should have done this, you should have done this, you should have done this. Indulge your own story for this. two things will benefit for your future projects. One, you will be saying what you have lived. Second, when you will tell them that this is your takeaway message, you will be more confident about it. As I said, your focus, like eye coordination, your vocal variety, when I say is vocal variety, is your clarity of the speech, knowing of the subject, everything was picture perfect. Just bring your personal story and add up why you want others, like for example, the takeaway message, to raise their voice will make an impactful message for all the audience who are listening. I wish you all the very best for your future project. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. The next speaker was Toastmaster Muhammad Asghar. To evaluate him, please welcome Toastmaster Shabir Khwaja. Okay, what is the stage is yours?
Yeah. Record already हो रही है
Toastmasters and teachers, ladies and gentlemen, especially Toastmaster Asghar. How are you feeling after giving an amazing speech? It was a wonderful speech. I'm really feeling it's raining outside today in a rainy night. Your speech really mesmerized me and the audience regarding the storytelling technique of your good self. I would like to tell you, first of all, the 3 good steps, good positions of speech that you are very, very good in your speech. First of all, number 1, it was a very well articulated speech, a very well done speech craft. Introduction was very fine. You engage the audience by using the picturesque words at the beginning, painting a picture of a house in the province of Punjab with a rainy night, and a house was there. In that, a door was knocked. Amazing articulation of thought. Your hand gestures were very good. You're using your hand gestures for numbering like sad, happiness, anxiety, so and so. The transitions and hand gestures in using the flow of the speech were also excellent. Now, I would like to tell you some areas that if you could have taken care would make this speech a superlative one. You could have used meaningful pauses in your speech, like when you were asking, the door was knocked, your neighbor just came. He said to you, "There's no why." Take a pause to absorb for the audience. Or like, you just have, there was deafening silence. Take a pause to absorb the situation. Then what would have been better would have been, like we could have used the stage. I know it's not easy for the online audience to use the stage. What would you have done? Like when you started the story from the middle of here, it was a picturesque setting in the village. Then just take a pause, come maybe to your left, and start narrating the story that the couple moved to Karachi. They saw a psychiatrist. They went to a doctor in the hospital. Then later on, just take a step here and just tell, I was curious what was happening. I went to their home to witness. Then again, what would have done better would have been just sometimes emphasize the option, just come closer when you are online. Overall, it was a well-articulated storytelling. Keep up the hand gestures and vocal variety. And don't forget to use meaningful pauses. Over to you, General Manager.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shakil, for your evaluation. Now we are moving towards our third speaker, and he was Toastmaster Shakil Khwaja. And to evaluate Toastmaster Shakil Khwaja, let me request our champion Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan, please give your evaluation about Toastmaster Shakil's speech. Over to you.
Thank you. Let me find out the page. Actually, I was so intoxicated and overwhelmed by a man philosophy put forwarded by a female just a little earlier regarding multiple marriage. Safraz Nazir has been constantly asking me about the detail, but I'm not responding or in the physical in one-to-one messages. Let me do my job first and find out the relevant page. Okay, Toastmaster Shakil, thank you very much for your speech. Let's go to the universe. Toastmaster Shakil, let me describe a couple of commendation area. Storytelling demands that you prime your audience for the story. Your title, Let's Go to the Universe, and the first sentence you occurred, once upon a time, primed us that there was a story and we need to listen. Thank you for that. The second is the sequence of the story. It is very important, and you did it wonderfully, starting from 98 Ali getting up for the schools, and then the movie Titanic wants to watch, and then visiting the lab, a story of the chemical gas, and then meeting that robotic creature, falling into the ditch, and then all of a sudden appearing in the UN auditorium and walking to the podium to receive his Nobel Prize. It's a wonderful sequence. I would like to commend you for this. Second thing I like is the best thing is about the variety of the tone, the voice modulation. You used it. They're very effective. The way you isolated and identified the character for us and matching the real one. This is a pet case for the speech of the voice modulation as a separate project. It's a full of dialogue. This is the second speech. And now coming to some of the recommendation area, perhaps one of the physical presence, because thanks God you are the only prepared speakers. Otherwise, we would have efforts doubly on our mind in order to listen you, because the voice was not clear, and it is not your fault. It is the environment where you are speaking. But the one thing that I would like to convey to you, try to involve as many elements of the speech as possible for respect, creating conflict, tension, obstacle, or surprise to give a new twist and turn with your stories while you are describing the sequence. This is one thing I want to say, and then how to tie the various aspects of your story into one powerful conclusion. I think it is something I would like to request you to see. And of course, the takeaway of the speech. The sequence, variety of tone, which I really liked and want you to repeat them. And I also request you to see the elements which are the part of the story in order to create, in order to take it a much higher level than it is now. Over to you, journal evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan, for your valuable evaluation. Now it's time.
Everyone is mute there. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Imran. I can't hear you, Imran.
So now it's audible.
Okay, now it's audible?
Yeah.
Now we are moving towards DTM Kiran Rizvi to ask where was the team. Please.
No. Before that, there was a joke. Something which we missed it. We saw you laughing.
Later.
We don't have time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Running short of time. So Toastmaster Aaron Rizvi, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. So today my speaker, Toastmaster Latif, has attempted a series of humorous stories in his project, and congratulations for doing that. So he did bring in a lot of stories which included that, he would always answer question papers which are 100 marks, attempt at 33%. And he's been constantly average. He was an outstanding student, so he would stand outside the classroom and create a world record of doing nothing. So I like the way that he has a lot of series that he attempted that today. However, the same speech my speaker is going to do in the contest, so he requested me to get a bit critical on the part which could be recommendation side. So good things ahead, and now I'm going to share what could be better. I think my speaker still needed some time to set up the stage because he was driving most of the time. I saw him getting out of the office. So I wish he had another 3 to 5 more minutes to settle down, to have those breaths, just, take a minute to have peace and then start with his speech, which I think he didn't, because I did see that today there were places where he could have brought humor with good pauses. He couldn't do that. What I understand is that, for example, I'll take an example of that I was awarded outstanding student. While saying this, my speaker said I was always an outstanding student. So I would stand outside with hands up. So you don't need to take that pause. Just go, I was an outstanding student, because I would stand outside with my hands up. Like the humor has to come with a change of tone, if not the change of voice. Similarly, I wanted to create a world record, and I did, of doing nothing. Bring up that pause and change of tone. And I would again and again emphasize that I do have seen my speaker doing this, but today I feel the rush in getting the script of a speech on stage was there. Now, again, the fastest moving thing in Karachi is snatching. So now you bring that in, and I would really recommend to bring the prop of chai, the tea. Somewhere just get a mug or a very typical, piali, the cup of tea that we usually have. So just bring that up, the favorite thing to do is the cup of tea, and then bring it up again and again. And while you talk about the incident where there was a fight, again hold the cup of tea, one actual and one virtual that you are bringing in. So bring in that prop, that might help. I would really want you to use, there was a place where I wanted you to use a stage, and yes, that was when you talked about champion of under 19 cricket team. So your friends were giving you options that, were you the best bowler? Did you have a catch? In that place, I felt there was a missing of dialogue. So, were you the best batsman? No. Did you catch a sixer? Did you catch a ball? No. I mean, bring in that conversation and just ridicule the person who's doing the question. No. Bring in that tone. So I feel that there was a bit of a drama, a bit of expressions and pauses, and a change of tone was missing. We would have a recording, have a look there. And if you could just imply all those things, I have no idea of the timer. So if you could just imply those things, I'm sure that will make an effect. And one last tip, the topic I could not hear again. I need to hear again and again, where was Latif? So something you need to do, that where was Latif comes at least 3 to 4 times. So we could connect with the topic, and in the end, then you can say again, and then they asked me, where was Latif? Contest chair. hand it over or table TMO, something like that. So that's my tip to you. All the best for your contest.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aaron Resby, for your wonderful evaluation. Okay, so now we are in a situation, so I'll give my presentation. I'll give my evaluation about Toastmaster Kareem's speech. So Toastmaster Kareem, it was a wonderful panel discussion you just organized for us. You started with a personal story and explained quite well about what globalization is. And then you had a thorough knowledge about the panelists and you introduced them quite well, quite decent, in a decent way. What I love about your panel discussion that you have a wonderful, lovely voice. I must say it was quite soothing to listen that. And the way you asked the question, so it was quite nicely done. The whole panel discussion was was with proper planning, since all the panelists they answered the question so well, as if they were prepared well, and they were informed quite early. So the answers were given confidently by the panelist. So the whole panel discussion was in a chronological order with proper opening. The Q&A session was in a streamlined, and you concluded it quite well. The only area of improvement which I would like to suggest you, that there should be a proper allocation of timing. I observed that you took much timing in your opening story, then few of the panelists answered the question, and they were quite detailed. So maybe proper allocation of timing could equal opportunities to all the panelists to answer their questions, since the panel discussion was over time. So overall, wonderfully done. I really loved it. I could hear some laughters, and it was quite lovely and lively. So overall, a wonderful session. Congratulations to you. Now I would request DTM Iram Rizvi to please give your evaluation about the table topic speeches. Over to you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. So brilliant topics shared by Toastmaster Asghar, but that's not my job to evaluate the topics master. So all of my speakers today have attempted very well. First, I was about to listen to Toastmaster Rafat Mubin. However, somebody came on my door with a tray of sweets, so I missed her speech. But the feedback I got from the audience was that she did attempt her speech very well, wherein she was asked to give reasons. She was asked to share the best thing that happened in last 7 days, and she shared. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Rafat, for bringing in a personal story, and that's what we are looking for while we are attempting table topics. So great attempt over there. Toastmaster Heba was asked 3 reasons your Eid went bad, and I would request her that she did ask for a change of topic, and she did find it difficult to attempt. I would really request her to go with it any day and just say that my Eids are amazing. Let me tell you what happened before Eid, or what happened after Eid exactly. So she could always bring in something of that sort and give a shot with the topic anyways, whatever it is. The third one was Toastmaster DTM Iram Rizvi. She did a wonderful attempt. My only advice to her would be that, for God's sake, women, start taking pauses so that we know that you're shifting from one point to another point. Stop running up like you're doing right now. The next one was our guest Usman. He attempted pretty well. My advice to guest Usman would be that he was clasping his hands while doing the topic, and just one advice every time. Just try avoiding that and try mimicking how DTM Talha, Toastmaster Asghar, or these guys, they usually open up their hands while they're speaking rather than sitting in this way or standing in this way. Try copying that for the next time. Just one tip at a time for beginning as a speaker. Toastmaster Imran did a wonderful attempt of us when he was asked that whether DTM Talha is a good communicator or a leader. I like the way in the beginning he was talking about the connection that he has with DTM Talha. However, I was really looking forward for a story with the character of how Toastmaster Imran is. I wanted to hear a story of that relationship or what he thinks of. So he did try sharing a bit of, in COVID times, but in COVID times, I wish there was a story that I could hear. So, but overall, he attempted very well, talking philosophically about how DTM Talha or what he means to him as a leader. Then DTM Talha was asked that whether DTM Iram is a good communicator or a leader, and he attempted that very well when he spoke about that she speaks from the heart. And I see how diplomatically amazing he was, that he shifted the topic towards how important it is to be a communicator. And when you're a good communicator, then of course you are a leader. He spent good 1.5 minutes talking about that, not talking about me, and then coming in the end back because he wanted to play safe and not play with fire. So congratulations for doing that. Great attempts, DTM Talha. If you could, I would really give an advice to you that you were just looking towards the screen. Maybe because the table topics master was there and I was there, I felt I did not see you at all trying to have an eye contact with the physical audience. So if you could do that next time, that, for a few seconds, look at the screen and a few seconds, look around and then come back, that will elevate you as a leader and communicator. Over to you, general evaluator.
Okay, I will quickly, thank you so much for your wonderful evaluation. I will quickly go with my evaluation and then hand over charge to the president, and I would request president to please take the charge as well. So overall, it was a wonderful meeting. The only suggestion, only request to the members that please come and attend physical meeting at PACC. Those who are not attending physical meeting, maybe like Latif, Toastmaster Kareem, DTM Iram, and Toastmaster Asghar, they should contact with all those who lived in Karachi and encourage them to attend the meeting physical at PACC. So overall, it was a wonderful meeting. Some glitches which could be worked upon. Otherwise, good speeches, good table topic session, good evaluation session. Now I would like to hand over back to DTM Sarfraz. Please take the charge.
Where is Sarfraz? Mr. President?
I think we can say Khuda Hafiz to everyone.
No, but where is Mr. President?
Yes,
Now we are concerned. I mean, we are more concerned about.
He was right now here.
Okay.
Okay, I think he's not. So before I'm thrown out of my house.
So thank you very much, everyone.
Okay.
TM Iram, TM Latif, TM Asghar, you make us smile again.
Thank you.
Keep doing that. Very nice cap, by the way. So take care of everyone and see you next meeting, inshallah.
Thank you.
Allah
Thank you.
Hafiz.
Allah
Take
Hafiz.
care.
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz, everyone. Bye-bye.
Allah Hafiz. Bye.
Sir, who is the host?
Well, actually, we were waiting for our president to say him goodbye, but he is not around, so we are goodbying to each other.
Okay. Now, who is the host? Tell me who is the host. Yeah, Sarfraz is the host. Sarfraz, sir, can you stop the recording, please? YouTube.
Surprise! I think the surprise is not around.
No, he's there. I can see Sarfraz Nazir.